Well, Chris, you look fresh as a daisy, and yet you've just done a marathon, haven't you, in Dublin? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I've just run round the streets of Dublin in the annual Dublin City Marathon. It's a normal marathon length, 26 miles or a little bit over, and I did it this year specifically to raise money for Esme, specifically for the A Voice for Esme, which is a small fund I've set up within the overall Esme fundraising fund. And it's specifically to help Esme acquire the technology, because the technology she needs to create a voice, which is the Tobii eye gaze computer, is a substantial piece of equipment, which has a heavy price tag. So I'm trying to raise as much money as I can towards buying this particular piece of kit. Now, this particular piece of equipment will enable Esme to communicate, because using her eyes she can look at various icons on the screen and spell out words and select words that enables her to communicate. Because even though she's not able to talk very much, she actually has a lot to say. And if she gets this computer, she'll be able to say what she actually wants to say.
Well, we'll find out more about that, because this is Esme's mother, and you've been on Marlow FM this morning, talking to Chris and myself, and on Mid Morning Matters. Now, just briefly, tell people what Retts is.
Rett Syndrome is it's a neurological disorder. It's caused by a random genetic mutation at the point of conception. It's a very, very tiny percentage, less than 1% can be inherited if the mother is a carrier, but that's not generally the case. It's not the case for us. Basically, the child is born, generally a little girl, born looking perfectly healthy. Everything seems fine in most cases, unless there's obviously something else as well. And then somewhere between 6 and 24 months, development really slows down, and then the child enters a period of rapid regression where they lose lots of skills that they've already acquired, like the use of their hands, being able to speak is a big one. They start to breathe in an irregular fashion. If they've learnt to walk, they probably will lose the ability to walk. There may be swallowing issues, seizures can start, curvature of the spine can be very sudden, and basically cognitively, so in terms of understanding and brain processes, the child is generally untouched. So inside their brain is fine, and they just cannot get their responses out in any way at all, because their body just won't let them.
Now, what I've learnt is that Esme is actually the face of Bernardo's on their website at the moment. And I mean, she's a lovely little girl, isn't she?
Well, I think so, but I might be a little bit biased.
I don't think so. I don't think they would have picked her to do that if she wasn't so lovely. But, you know, it is heartbreaking. And people like Chris are doing tremendous jobs. So have you enjoyed yourself on the programme today?
Yeah, it's been great fun, thank you.
And it's good to get word out there, isn't it?
Yes. It's the bigger picture as well. It's not just about us and raising money for Esme. We need more money into research into Rett syndrome. They have proven in the labs that they can reverse a lot of the symptoms, even when they're quite advanced in mice. Obviously, the jump from doing it in mice to doing it in humans is a big, big step. But there is a lot of hope out there, at the very least, for treatment for some of the more upsetting symptoms. At the moment, there's no treatment, there's nothing we can do at all about anything. We just have to watch this thing happen. Obviously, if she was to start having seizures, then we could go on to anti-seizure medication, but that in itself is not a nice type of medication. Beyond that, there's nothing we can do. You know, she has dreadful stomach pains, she has constipation, she has reflux, which again is typical of all girls with Rett syndrome. All we can give her is gripe water. You know, we have to put more money into researching Rett syndrome and trying to find a way around it, and it is possible to do that. It's not so rare, you know, it's the same occurrence as cystic fibrosis, and that's well funded for research. So, you know, there's not just us as a family suffering from Rett syndrome, there are thousands of us out there.
Well, we're helping to spread the word and delighted to do so. So thank you very much for sharing your story. Thank you.